When it comes to, because you know a lot about the movements, about in a way it feels like the physics of how everything kind of works together. But where did that knowledge kind of come from? Was that just from from basketball at such a young age? Like, how did you kind of learn more about this? Like, was it a lot of, did you have to go to camps or like courses to kind of learn about being a trainer? Like, I know you've talked a little bit about, you've also worked with Miami Hoop School. So I was curious about like the process of how you also learn more about training athletes.
The physics is huge. I had to pretty much I had to reteach myself pretty much everything about the whole basketball, like how we were talking about Allen Iverson, how he's able to contort his body and get low to the ground and create these different angles, shin angles, and different different ways to stay balanced, and how, so that the physics part just came back to me, like relearning the game, and also like being around, like learning training per se, different angles, staying low, being loaded, keeping your hips loaded, understanding where your power is generating from, understanding different types of movements on the floor, how to flow within the floor of the game. So he's really good at just teaching you where you're gonna get your spots, how to get to your spots, how to be more efficient, when to burst, when not to burst. And so he's good at just acceleration, deceleration, pivoting, balance. And then he's really good with the IQ of the game. He's constantly like throwing different variables to have you process and make reads. So that's something I learned from, Andrew Moran out in Miami Hoop School, who does a great job. But the physics of the game came from me just relearning how does these players able to move their body, able to perform or stay conditioned the way they are. Then I'm understanding like, wow, everything starts from the ground up. Then you're starting to see like, you know, then I start to see like a different pattern amongst like the elite athletes. The physics they understand, or their body unconsciously performs this way. So the physics of the body is huge. The anatomy of the body is huge. How everything responds, the energy forces, the balance, all of that stuff plays a big part. So that's why you see a ton of athletes. They understand more about physics than anything, and if they don't know, then they're just naturally gifted. So that's what I got to understand. Like some guys, they don't even know about physics, but they just know how to do it. But then you have the guys that can just break down like, hey, this shin angle, or hey, this angle on your release form, or how the energy transfers from your feet to your fingertips. Is like that's huge, the energy transfer. So how do you maintain it? How do you continue repeating it? And how do you continue performing at these peak levels? And that's a lot of physics. Lastly, just to answer that question, and I went to a ton of like USA basketball clinics, and they have a ton of like, speakers, footnote speakers, and they're just talking about what's the main thing that they're focused on within their program. And then you'll see like the physics piece was huge, and that's something that's not highlighted on a natural scale. It's not, you don't really understand it until you really deep dive into it.